It's purring. Oh la la, it's me, Ciscoe Morris, and here's what's coming up on Gardening with Ciscoe. Got roses? Get your pruners. It's time to cut them down small to help them grow big. We'll show you how. We're playing with our plant food today. Find out why the ingredients in this fertilizer are so safe you can do this with it. It's a sure sign that spring is near. Organic strawberries. We've got a recipe that's a perfect way to transport them straight to your mouth. Plus, why settle for red twig dogwood when there are plenty of other colors? All this and a source for local organic cut flowers coming up right now on Gardening with Ciscoe. Hi, I'm Ciscoe Morris.
And I'm Meeghan Black. Welcome to Gardening with Ciscoe.
We're here at Terra Flowers because this place only sells flowers that are local, sustainable, or organic. You buy a flower here, it's good for you.
And speaking of flowers, right now it's time to take care of your own local, probably organic flowers, the roses right in your own backyard. It's time to prune them hard in March.
Well, not too hard.
Not too hard. So right around this time of year when it's freezing cold outside, I want a little hot cocoa. How about you?
Oh, we got one right here because that's the name of this rose.
It's a hot cocoa. I love the name of the rose.
Me too.
Look at all the leaves that are starting to sprout out. We are getting towards spring.
It's time.
We're kicking and screaming, but we're getting there.
We are.
So we need to cut back this baby.
Yeah, we got to prune it down, you know, and a lot of the books tell you to prune your rose down to 6 inches from the ground. You cut these down too hard every year, they store energy in their canes. So if we cut those canes down every year, we'll weaken the rose. And this is a strong, good rose because we don't overdo it.
So where do we start? Let's get going.
Okay, let's get going on this. I think I'm going to use some of the heavy artillery here just so I don't have to get in there so much. I think the first thing we should do, anything that looks dead, like here's one dead right there, Meeghan.
Right.
I'm just going to go ahead and chop that guy off. Easier said than done. And I think we've cut some of the crosser ones. Now we just lower it.
Okay.
Now you try to do it 2/3 of the way to the ground. You don't want it going back in the middle, crowd in the middle. That causes nothing but trouble. One thing a lot of people say that you should only leave like 5 canes. That's a bunch of bahooey, you know. Leave as many healthy canes as you've got. If 2 are really crowding each other, pick the best one. But they got to crowd each other pretty bad before I'll take out a whole cane, unless it's sick or something. The main reason for that. One other thing we normally do, just so people know, let's say I'm cutting this bud right here, let's say. Yeah. You always cut kind of on a,
angle,
like that.
Cut away from it.
Yeah, because that way you're not harming that bud.
And once we get through, we're good. We should also point out, though, that we are wearing really thick gloves.
Yeah.
Rubber gloves, leather gloves, I mean, so that if you get pricked with some of these prickers, it can cause a fungus, and it is excruciatingly painful.
Yeah, and you can end up in the hospital.
Right.
So you don't want to do that.
It is that serious that you wear good gloves and have good tools. We are almost done here.
Hey,
Look at
we're
this.
almost done. So much slop from my other.
There's just something about pruning a rose that just makes
you... It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Well, and it just makes you think, yes, we will get through this winter.
Yes, spring really is going to come. And this hot cocoa is one of the nicest roses I own. It's tough. It doesn't get much disease. And it is so pretty. It has the neatest looking flowers you've ever seen in your life. So we're just about there, Meeghan.
And I shall say yes. We are looking good, and just like that, we're ready for summer.
Summer? What happened to spring?
I know, I'll take spring at this point, but summer isn't looking too bad about now.
That sounds nice to me right now, too.
Get out and prune your roses, and don't wait. Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Terra Flowers.
This is a florist that specializes in sustainable and local flowers.
And you know, Hendrikus Organics specializes in local fertilizer. It's made over in Tonasket, Washington. Now, we visited the plant that makes the stuff to find out what goes into every bag of this fertilizer. Well, you know, Hendrikus always just spreads it around with his hands. Well, now you know why. This scenic drive leads to Tonasket and the plant that makes fertilizer for Hendrikus Organics. It's fitting that one of the minerals that makes up this lovely landscape, limestone, finds its way into these organic fertilizers.
We believe that the quality of what goes in equates to the quality of what comes out. So we have to start with the best that we can put in and ingredients that work together, natural ingredients, ingredients that Mother Nature would put into the soil herself in creating fertile soils.
Tina Peterson is a testament to how an organic lifestyle can keep a person young. Listen carefully to what she has to say here and do the math.
I've been into organics since I was 20, and that was 45 years ago. It truly is, it's a way of being, it's a way of relating to the planet, it's a way of relating to your body. It's really critical, and that's part of our culture and our company and what we put into our fertilizers.
What goes into fertilizer goes into soil and goes into your food. Here's a crash course on what goes into this fertilizer.
Feather meal is considered the king of nitrogen. It is a wonderful nitrogen fertilizer.
Microbes are a key ingredient.
This can has trillions and trillions and gazillions of microbes in it, more microbes than the national debt, actually.
Then, a mineral left behind when inland seas evaporate.
Here, we have potash. And potash is a key source of potassium for the fertilizers. They came from seawater from the inland oceans before they receded. When the oceans receded, they left these deposits as a crystallized form of potassium, so they're naturally occurring.
And a plant that grows in the sea.
This is North Atlantic sea kelp, since that's the richest of all the kelps. Has over 70 vitamins and minerals.
Fish and bone meal add calcium.
Another one of our ingredients is steamed bone meal. Now, this particular bone meal comes from the soup industry, so it comes from a food-grade source where it is heavily steamed, so we know it's of the highest quality we can get.
Bone meal in the garden has a sobering history.
It was actually discovered to be beneficial back in biblical times when they were growing grapes on sites that had been battlefields. And they realized those grapes were growing better, the wines were better. So they started doing their vineyards on the graves or on the battlefields and on the graves of fallen soldiers, the unmarked graves. And all that bone meal made for much, much better production in the vineyards. And so that became the reason that they realized how good it was and how beneficial. And of course, it's been used ever since.
Then an ingredient that Ciscoe sprinkles on roses straight up.
One of my favorite ingredients that's in all of our fertilizers is alfalfa meal. As we know, alfalfa meal we use to feed horses. We take it, in our supplements. It's a wonderful, wonderful ingredient. It's very high in protein, has calcium, has the vitamin B group, has vitamin D, E, K. It's full of nutrients. It actually, quote unquote, kicks butt.
Finally, a bit of local landscape goes in.
And last but not least is our very local Tonasket-born source of lime and dolomite lime. Every single one of our fertilizers has it, and I think all of us know it is a critical ingredient for our soils because of the heavy rains, and it is also really critical for calcium and magnesium uptake in our soils. This lime comes from the mountains here in Tonasket. It has no processing other than the crushing that it goes through and the screening that it goes through to create this very, very fine, light powder.
Okay, there's cooking and heating and a complex process that makes this into the fertilizer you buy in a bag. But it certainly would be a shame to let the raw ingredients used for this demo go to waste.
Oh, I have been dying to do this. I cannot resist because this is exactly what these piles need. Now, that was fun. Now I'm going to take it home and put it in my yard.
Okay, Meeghan.
Yes.
Here's a testimonial about how good Hendrikus fertilizer is.
Tell me.
Friend of mine grew tomatoes in a container, and even after the cold killed all the leaves, Still had like 12,943 tomatoes that ripened up.
And we've been living with salsa ever since.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Terra Bella Flowers in Greenwood. You know, I've been looking all over. I don't see one spray-painted carnation anywhere in the store.
Not with glitter or anything. Nope.
No, but check this out, Meeghan.
That's not witch hazel.
No, this is cornelian cherry.
Oh.
This is blooming in my garden right now. Can you imagine that in a flower
I
arrangement?
think that's awesome. Well, you know, another thing that's coming into season, organic strawberries. And of course, Lynne found a gorgeous recipe that really shows them off.
Oh, did you get to make shortcake?
Heck no, it's Lynne we're talking about. Something way better. It has chocolate. I love it. We are pushing it. Here comes strawberries.
Exactly.
And not only that, we're mixing a little strawberry, little treat here.
Exactly.
How fun.
Every year when those first organic berries start popping up, I'm like, gotta have them. So I'm always looking for new little vehicles for them.
And so far, I'm liking what I
Yeah.
see. This is unusual, though. Little lavender.
Culinary lavender, we sell that in our bulk department. Isn't that gorgeous?
Love it.
Yeah. So we're gonna make some little lavender lace cookies. And the fun thing is, they're incredibly healthy because they're full of whole grains.
With the butter and the sugar. Sure, yeah. It's healthy, right? It's
Grains.
natural. Okay, so we're going to start with some oats. These
Oats, barley, and kamut, all rolled grains that we sell in our bulk
very
department.
healthy.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Exactly. See,
A little bit of flour,
Yeah.
a little brown
Some
sugar.
brown sugar.
Okay. And just dump them all in?
Yeah, you know what I love about these cookies?
Vanilla?
There's no creaming, there's no leavening.
And this guy?
And that is a little bit of salt.
Oh.
Lavender goes in.
Ooh, little lavender.
Yep. And then an egg and
an egg.
some butter. All the good stuff.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep. And then we
Nice.
just blend that all
Do you know what
up.
the nicest thing about cooking with you is all the prep work's done and it is really easy.
Well, I do the prep work and then I just stand around. So
And watch,
see,
yeah. No, it makes cooking easy.
we make a good team.
Yes.
So you can see this makes kind of a juicy batter.
It reminds me of a candy.
It almost cooks like a candy.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And so we're just gonna stick that in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes and let
Okay.
it set up so we can form it into little balls.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get that mixed in.
This is the cookie that my husband says, honey, please, I
Ah!
just want one cookie.
I
This is
can't
the
wait.
Quickest and easiest
Okay,
thing to fix.
in the fridge it goes. Yep. And here we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, see,
How
that's
about
a
that?
nice batter-like consistency.
Nice.
Now, the key to remember is you start with a small amount of batter and these spread out really large.
okay, so
So,
about
yeah,
that much?
that's perfect.
Okay.
So what would you call that? Maybe a walnut size?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yep.
Tablespoon-ish.
Yeah.
And just
Yep,
there.
and just set it on there. We'll do
Okay.
4 of those. I usually do about 4 per pan. These cook so quickly that you can just do,
Right.
You can cook 4 at a time or you can cook a whole batch, whichever you prefer.
And the
We're
other
gonna
thing
offset those
I
a
like
little
about this kind of a recipe is it's really fun to involve the kids.
Yes, exactly.
And because you have the different smells, the different textures, and then you can let them
And you get
play
their-
with it
all
as
their
well.
whole grains in there.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it'd make them.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll just tuck these in the oven and then
That
I'll
was
show
easy.
you a pretty presentation.
Okay. Oh my Lord, those smell good.
It's about
That
7
is
minutes.
awesome.
And then lavender. And
So when I have made these before with nuts, and you put them over like a broomstick handle,
yeah, and
they,
just
they're
curl
little
'em.
curly guys.
Called a twee.
A twee.
Yeah, and you know what you can do with those too is you can make them into a little inverted boat and then put strawberries down the center. And but we'll keep them flat for this particular presentation.
Awesome.
So we'll let these cool for a few minutes and then we'll eat.
We have to.
Remember I said vehicle for strawberries.
Yes.
Right? So I love this. So we've taken some strawberries and I've just cut them into kind of thin slices and we'll just sort of fan it out like that.
I love it. It always looks so
And
cute.
here, you know what you can do is if you want to turn these actually into, you can make like little ice cream cookies out of these and put strawberries in the center, a little scoop of ice cream. Or what I'm doing here is more of a presentation like for a dinner party. So I've got a little melted Theo chocolate here. And we're just going to do this.
Oh, baby.
Isn't that pretty?
That is gorgeous.
And I think no matter what, we need to figure out how to take a bite out of this, don't you? Okay.
Give it the good old college
okay,
try.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get a strawberry. There we go. I'm in trouble.
Does that feel healthy?
Yeah, totally. Awesome.
Thanks.
I'm thinking that's a darn good way to use a strawberry. And chocolate. And oats.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe, and meet my good buddy. He's got a really rough life, Argus here. He's the mascot at Terra Flowers. And Argus, do you want to know what this week's plant pick is? Well, it's 3 plants. I know you like red twig dogwood, but this is even better than that.
That's right. Now you can add other colors to your collection.
Okay, Meeghan, little wider with that hole now. We got
Smarty pants.
Oh la la! I better watch
Do you
what
know
I
how
do here.
many people ask me why I dig all the holes?
I do all the work. I finally am getting a respite here.
So what do we got going on?
Okay, we're gonna plant all 3 of these dogwoods in one hole.
All together, won't they be just huge?
They will, but I'm going to keep them cut down. But they're going to make quite a show here. But you know, twig dogwoods are the thing you want if you want your plants to look great in the wintertime. You know,
Okay.
if you want your garden to look good. Hey, I'm going to give you some humus stuff. Just mix that in the hole, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. You can go this direction a little if you want, Meeghan. That'd be cool.
Does one get bigger than the others, or do they all grow, or can you control it?
I think they'll all be about equal. This one has variegated foliage though, so maybe it
Ooh.
should be in the middle.
Okay. So right here in the middle.
I like that, yeah.
Okay.
That looks a little deep, Meeghan,
What
but
do
we'll see.
What do we got this?
Yeah, and that's
the
black twig, so we'll put that out where people can see it.
Okay.
And then the yellow one, I think, will stand out from kind of behind because it's really,
So you want 'em in
that's
a-
going to stand out.
You want them in a row, or you want them?
How about, a little more offset. I
Okay.
like just how you just did
Okay.
it.
So
That's
is that,
gonna look really
is that too
cool.
deep, or are we okay?
Let's start filling in. We'll find out. We can always lift them pretty easy if we have to.
So I love it in the wintertime, and then the variegated foliage will help offset the others.
Yeah.
So does the black gets green foliage too, right? Does it get any darkness on
unfortunately,
it?
I wish it had variegated
Yeah.
foliage, but
Or a darker.
I think these will stand out.
But you
They'll
step
all
aside
kinda
there so your
blend.
shadow's not on it.
Okay. And you know,
Look at
one
that.
thing, Meeghan, remember at your house we planted a red twig dogwood, we cut it down right away? That was a big mistake.
Yes.
Remember how long it took to grow?
It did.
Let them grow a year first.
And then cut them down.
Then cut 'em down.
And you want to cut them down because then their color shows.
Otherwise, the
It's-
twigs, only the new growth stays colorful. So
Right.
if you don't cut them down, pretty soon you got brown and only red on the top.
Red, gold, and black. I love it. It's a trifecta.
Yeah, and this new black one. Wow, black twig dogwood. How exciting can you get? Okay, I'm here with Melissa Feveyear. You're the owner of Terra Flowers, and I noticed you're putting some Brussels sprouts in this great arrangement here. Too cool. So why is it important that people consider sustainable organic flowers locally grown when, they buy their cut flowers?
Well, you're supporting our local farming community. You're supporting the growers who depend on this as their livelihood. You're supporting our farmland, preserving our farmland, which preserves the waterways. Some of our flowers are like Jello Mold Farm. They are certified salmon safe, and protecting our salmon population is, of course, very important here in the Northwest.
And Melissa, they also support the local economy as well. So there's a lot of good that you're doing with that. So we are coming into springtime finally. What are we going to expect in your shop coming up?
Tulips, lots and lots of tulips.
I noticed you
and
have a few
hyacinths.
here.
I
Little
do,
parrots. I love
do.
it.
We like to get our
gorgeous roses.
Yes, those are from Peter Court down in Portland, Oregon. Our tulips we get when we can from Alm Hill over in Bellingham.
Wow, I love it. Thank you so much for having us today. You have a darling shop and such gorgeous flowers too.
And she makes the coolest flower arrangements I've ever seen. This baby's going home with me.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Bye, everybody.